Doopa-doopa-doo. Doopa-doo. Hello, people of the interwebs. people.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Scrappy Fan 92, and this is Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. With me today are Harry and Pedrivo.
My name is Harrion now.
Yep. I'm just the Pedriva, you know.
Yes,
I'm
after
back.
after his absence due to illness last week, he has returned for some reason.
We've
I'm not even 100% yet, but I don't care.
but Raideran is having internet issues, so we
Yep.
have to trade a soul for a soul, I guess.
A soul for a soul.
Yes.
Yes. Barbosa. Right, that's who said it? A soul for a soul.
I think.
That was Dumbledore.
I don't know.
I'm talking about different movie series altogether there, Scrappy.
I mean, I don't think that ever happened in Pirates of the Caribbean either.
Pretty sure he says it. I feel like he says it with like a real crazy face. He's like a soul for a soul with his eyes bulging out and stuff. I swear he does. You're gonna have to look it up later.
Dumbledore asked calmly.
So, yes, because Raideran isn't here, we'll have to just, in our case, perform another instance of character switcheroo. So, just for everyone's convenience, Pedriva will be Jacqueline, Colonel Calloway matches Tanis, Elsa, Eddie/Harry, Sibella, Tug, Baxter, Scrappy-Doo, and Samael. I will be Donald Gray, Phantasma, Rodney, Jamal, Mary, Godzina. Also put down Elsa, but I guess not. Winnie, Miss Grimwood, Goonie, Miguel, Grunt, and some of the other army incidentals.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. It's gonna be really weird seeing a couple of characters that I did not be me. I will say that. But yeah. Nothing could go wrong.
At this point, everyone will have voiced everyone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we'll just try to get to this as quickly as possible. This is Scrappy-Doo and the Creep Kids, Scene 15, How the Fallen Have Fallen, by Math16. Interior, Lab, Fallen Angel's Lair, Restricted Sector, Area 53, Lower Levels, Night. The lab was a room with a lot of space. Some old stuff from up to 50 years ago, and not enough light. Just then, Casta walked in, looked around, and faced the door.
She says it's clear.
Said Jacqueline. The Creep Kids opened the door and walked inside.
Nice lookout, Casta.
Said Scrappy. Let's see. Okay, Winnie. Yeah, I'm not going to bother anymore. Yeah, not bad for a Kia Harry soda.
What is a Kyrie soda? Kiwa hirsuter.
Jacqueline,
What is
correct.
that word?
Just the species of crab that Casta is.
Okay.
Kiwa hirsute, I think.
Kiwa hirsute.
Jacqueline corrected. Rodney, looking at the tracking device, said, "According to the tracker, our parents are somewhere in this laboratory." They looked on the tables and saw mechanical parts, tools, and beakers.
Amazing. Look at all this equipment.
Said Elsa.
Storage tanks, computer motherboards, chemistry sets, operating tables. Wow.
Said Harry. All this technology looks pretty advanced. So what is all this new stuff being kept in an old place like this? Asked Miguel. I don't know, said Wendy. Replied Winnie. Unknown to them, a fallen angel was standing on the ceiling support, keeping a close eye on them. Hey, look! An old-fashioned radio. Old-fashioned radio, said Andrew. Ah, this brings back memories, said Donald. The fallen angel pulled out his spear and was preparing to throw it. Then Feather, Rodney, and Godzina looked at a large jet-like vehicle in front of a long runway leading to the outside of Area 53. Okay, Feather can talk.
Apparently.
Oh wow! You said it, said Rodney. That is one big bird. It's been used for what? Said Godzina. The angel was about to throw the spear at Rodney, until Andrew got the old radio working. It was playing music extremely loud, and everyone, especially the fallen angel, covered their ears from the noise. Gosh. Can't yell.
Yeah, neither can I.
I got it working! That's awful. Swell, said Donald.
Andrew, turn that off. That's a direct order.
What? The angel dropped his spear and then fell down as well. He crashed into some box. The creep kids turned their heads to him as he stood up.
Fallen angel. Alright, that's me too. Dang it. Alright. You want a piece of me? Do ya? Huh? Do ya? Huh?
Fallen Angel ran past Scrappy, grabbed the radio, and tried desperately in whacking it on a machine up against the wall. The machine got damaged, the kids noticed, and ran clear as it exploded. After the explosion, they got up looking at the rubble where the angel and the radio used to be. And Jamal, alright. Jamal, wow. That's what I call a boombox.
Finally, it's my chance. Affinitive. Affirmative.
Oh man, what a way to go, said Donald. I wonder why you put so much effort into destroying that radio, said Mary. Suddenly, all the other fallen angels appeared out of nowhere, surrounding the creep kids. Oh gosh darn it. Phantasma, looks like we attracted some unwanted attention. The kids were about to fight back until the hand of the angel burst out of the rubble. They looked at him with surprise as he dug himself out. His armor was busted and his skin had been torn away, revealing his insides to be mechanical and electronic.
What the?
Ask what said Tug. A robot, said Nigo. The angels flew towards them as Mary was pondering. That's it! Scrappy, use your secret... Use your secret whistle.
But why would I?
Yes. Just do it. When they flew close enough, Scrappy blew his whistle and everyone, Creep Kid and Fallen Angel alike, were covering their ears. The sound cracked Mary's helmet a bit. It also drove the angels crazy. Their heads were giving off electrical surges.
All right. Way to go, Scrappy.
Thank you, Harry. The high-pitched noise is scrabbling their robotic circuits. The whistle then caused all the fallen angels to blow up. Nothing was left but broken robot parts. After Scrappy stopped whistling, Mary pushed a button on her suit. This is like a computer voice, I guess. Suit repair active. The cracks in her helmet started to disappear. Suit repair complete.
Okay, that was cool.
Said Baxter. Yes, installed it after the last time you used that whistle. Run. Good, good work, Scraps, said Cadet Grunt.
Aw, it's nothing. You were fantastic, and I hate that I got this character. Even though I despise that accursed whistle.
Harry transformed into Eddie, and then they looked at the robot parts. I can't believe it, said Andrew. The robots! They're all robots! Ah, dear. Oh. I don't know what this is supposed to sound like.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's why they have no soul.
Very nice, Scooby, but not exactly the point.
So does that... So does that mean Samael's a fake too? Asked Winnie.
Fake or not, either way, he's still gonna get what's coming to him.
Said Scrappy. Suddenly they heard a zapping kind of sound. Listen. Oh my gosh. Listen, I'm gonna become Rick Sanchez very soon. Listen, do you hear that? They saw a light flashing from the edges of a nearby door. They opened it and looked inside in shock. To their sight of hundreds... Wait, looked inside in shock to their sight. What?
Wording.
They
It's
looked
wild.
looked inside in shock to their sight of hundreds of machines and computers inside, big and small. In the base of it all were over 100 operating tables. On them all were the kidnapped members of the Legend Council. It was everyone. Dracula, Dr. Griffin, Spring-Heeled Jack, Gabriel, Semyaza, the Gill Man, the Mummy Daddy, Papa Werewolf. The room was so big, Godzilla and King Kong were in it too. So, some of them were strapped down. Some had hypodermic needles connected to tubes stuck into them. And some were being held down by energy given off by small devices. Oh, okay.
Dang.
I guess all the monster kids are rushing now, like 3, 2, 1. Father, Dad.
Daddy.
The creep kids ran up to them and freed them from the straps and devices. The monster kids were relieved to see their parents again. Oh, great! I call Dracula. Hold on, Shaggy. Hold on. Sibella. Yeah, that was great.
Daddy, you must rest now.
Take it easy, Dad, said Rodney. Mary was looking at one of the computers. I don't know. Interesting. It seems a small bit has been extracted from each member of the Legend Council. Life energy, DNA samples, copies of molecular structure. Strange. Eddie found files on the desk and said,
Hey guys, look at this.
It's the missing files, said Andrew. It looks like Samael has been examining and experimenting with the Legend Council. That monster, said Cadet Miguel. I don't mean the ones we have now. What can we do? The only thing we can do, said Rodney. Capture that head of the phony fallen angels. Wait, that was Rodney, not Donald. Gosh darn it. The only thing we can do, capture that head of the phony fallen angels. So, any ideas? Asked Donald. They all started to think for a moment.
Got one. Hey, Scrappy. I think it's time for one of those Scrappy traps.
Interior, lab, fallen angel's lair. Moments later, they rounded up pieces of metal and ropes and put them together into a trap, tying knots with the ropes and pulling them tied to heavy objects found in the lab. They even used a forklift to help. They don't know how to operate a forklift.
They're not licensed. They shouldn't be doing that. Alright. Scrappy Trap is raring to go,
said Cadet Tug. Good work, said Rodney. Now all we need is for someone to lure Sammy Boy. So, anyone wants to volunteer? The left half of Eddie entirely transformed into Harry,
Count me in.
said Harry from the left.
Well, it doesn't look like I have a choice.
Said Eddie from the right.
I'm in.
Growled the matches.
Yeah, I want to go too.
Scrappy, it sounds like you're yawning. You okay? You got a
I was
nap?
yawning.
That's the
Yeah.
spirit. That's the spirit. That's the spirit, said Rodney. Alright then. Alright then, go creep him out.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, you voice all these guys.
yeah.
Then they all ran out to find that evil fallen angel. Interior hallways, fallen angel lair. Eddie, Scrappy, and Matches were walking down a hallway full of barrels.
Here we go. Maybe Samael is hiding in one of these barrels.
Samael and Matches looked around the barrels, and Eddie leaned closer forward. Leaned closer forward to look over the barrels. As Scrappy and Matches came back around, they saw Eddie's lower half.
There he is.
Scrappy and Matches tackled him behind the barrels. Noises of fighting came from behind.
Like that. Rup. Get him, Matches.
Harry stuck out of the barrels, grasping Scrappy and Matches' tails.
Harry, you're a fallen angel? Shame on you. If you and Taco Breath here jump me again, you'll be fallen. Then become an angel.
Harry placed the little puppy and dragon down on one of the barrels.
Oh my god. Samael just has to be here. I know it.
Just then, Scrappy and Matches saw something coming. Happily,
Oh, Harry.
they both noticed Samael coming up behind Harry. Harry, on the other hand, did not notice.
What is it?
Insolent worm!
Said Samael.
Cram, bub. Can't you see my friend is trying to...
He turned around and noticed Samael. He showed the bandages around his right arm.
You shall be punished for desecrating my arm!
Your arm and your gut.
Huh? My gut?
Then Harry punched Samael in the gut. As he held his gut in pain, Harry, Scrappy, and Matches jumped into the barrels. Every time Samael looked into the barrels they were in, their heads popped in and out of another barrel. He leaned forward into one of the barrels, then Matches popped his head out of the barrels behind him with a wicked smirk. He breathed fire onto Samael's butt, and then he fell into the barrel that he leaned into, wiggling and yelling in pain until the barrel tipped over. As he got out with a smoking bottom, he saw Harry, Scrappy, and Matches running down the hall.
I will destroy you, miscreants!
He started flying after them.
Just try, Buster.
As he chased them, Phantasma faced through the wall and talked into a walkie-talkie. Interior lab, fallen angel lair. Phantasma was talking to Rodney, who had his clothes. Oh dear. Through another walkie-talkie. Good. Everyone to their places. Donald put his painting in a safe place. Then Rodney, Donald, Tug, and Feather stood near the door. Elsa, Miguel, and Baxter hid on one side of the lab, and Goonie and Caspa hid in the other. Baxter grabbed the control switch, while the others grabbed onto ropes. Andrew and Jacqueline jumped onto the upper levels. Hannes, Winnie, and Mary hid behind barrels of oil on one side, and Jamal, Godzina, and Grunt hid behind a large crate on the other. They pulled ropes, lifting up a big, heavy containment box. All set to go, said Jamal. Are you sure this is going to work? Asked Donald. Rodney's voice came through the walkie-talkie. Sure it will. As soon as the guy's here with Samael, over, I will throw this vial at his wings. Vial breaks and the chemical inside will harden like quick-drying cement when it makes contact with air. With his wings stuck like glue, he won't escape. And then you, I, Tug, and Feather will push Sam into that X. When I give the signal, Goonie, Casta, Miguel, and Elsa will pull their ropes, yanking Samael's leg and hanging him in an upside-down position. And then we beat him like a piñata. If there's any trouble, Dash will set off the fire extinguisher above to put out any fire he'll shoot out. Then Andrew, being on the upper levels of Jacqueline, will release the wrecking ball we made out of junk. Jackie's kick will allow the wrecking ball to send Samael flying into our containment box, being held up by our own Tanis, Winnie, Mary, Jamal, Godzina, and Grunt. Let's see. Winnie, who was groaning in pain, I guess, I'm not sure if she's speaking through the walkie-talkie or anything, but... hurry it up, Rod! Goodness gracious. Hurry it up, Rodney! A strange sound came from Rodney's walkie-talkie. Come again, Sabella? Interior, hallway, fallen angel lair. Samael was still chasing Harry, Scrappy, and Matches. They passed Sabella, who was hanging on the ceiling upside down.
They're almost to the lab. Get ready.
Interior, lab, fallen angel's lair. Everyone prepared for Samael's arrival. As happy as Harry, Scrappy, and Matches brought him in, Rodney threw the vial at his wings. The vial broke and the chemical inside hardened very rapidly. Samael fell and his wings were encased in the chemical. Donald turned his cane into a sword and fought Samael off. Rodney, Donald, Tug, Feather, Harry, Scrappy, and Matches pushed him back to the X. When he finally stood on it, "Now!" came Rodney's voice in the walkie-talkie. When Goonie, Casta, Elsa, and Miguel were about to pull the ropes, Samael, with his spear ready, was about to jump to the side. Harry and Scrappy noticed that and jumped to stop him, but it was too late. Samael jumped to the side and Harry accidentally stepped on the X. As the rope pulled back and dragged Harry, he mistakenly grabbed Scrappy's tail and dragged the pup with him. Samael landed on a puddle of oil and slipped. His spear sliced through one of the barrels, and the oil inside gushed out and got all over Winnie and Mary. The oil also covered most of Mary's helmet. She let go of the rope to wipe it all off. "Ah! I can't see a thing!" Winnie let go with one hand. Let go with one hand. It says band, but... Winnie let go...
letting go with Weezer.
Yeah, she's... I can imagine her being a drummer. Winnie let go of one hand to wipe the oil off her face. But the oil caused the rope to ship. Yeah, it shipped through the others. It slipped through the other hand's grip. The rope got pulled back with Tanis still holding on.
Whoa!
Said Tanis. "Oh boy," came Rodney's voice through the walkie-talkie. The containment box was now hanging diagonally, with Tanis still hanging on to the... hanging. Okay. Samael surprisingly noticed it. Miguel, Elsa, Goonie, and Casta were still pulling on their ropes. When Elsa and Miguel realized it was Harry and Scrappy hanging by the rope, they let go, but Goonie already tied hers down. "We got him! We got him! Uh-oh."
Not again!
Mary pressed the button on her suit. Cleaning function active, and all the oil on her just slid off. Cleaning function complete. Nice. And then Mary saw their little problem. Oh dear. Sabella, as a bat, and Phantasma flew in to see all the excitement. Sabella then changed back to her human form. Ah, no. I don't want to voice her. "What happened? Did the trap work?" Then they saw Tanis, Harry, and Scrappy hanging onto their ropes. Then they realized their trap failed. "Yes, it worked," Rodney's voice came through the walkie-talkie. In fact, it worked so well, we decided to let him out and do the whole thing over again.
That was an epic failure.
Said Tug. "Triple affirmative," said
How-
Donald.
How dare you attempt to deceive me? Then suffer for all your treachery.
He snapped his fingers, but nothing happened. He kept snapping his fingers, and still nothing happened.
What happened to my followers?
They blew up, said Goon. Wait, that's not Godzilla. Uh, fish, I don't know. What does a fish sound like?
Blub, 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 blub.
Yeah. Watch your language.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I know. I shouldn't say fish slurs on the internet. They'll get me canceled.
They blew up, said Goonie.
Ah! Fine. I shall bring judgment upon you myself.
Samael fought Donald with his spear against his sword. Every cut he put on Donald just faded away. Then Feather tried to attack him. He then saw a pipe floating in midair. He took out a purple, seeing invisible man lens, and saw Rodney holding the pipe and fighting him with it. Meanwhile, Scrappy climbed up the rope on the upper levels. He then saw Casta and stuck his thumb up. Scrappy has thumbs.
Apparently.
Yes.
The new lore?
Then Casta snapped her claws on the rope, cutting it. Harry fell down and hit the ground.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Harry. He got up and jumped onto Samael. Just then, Winnie jumped on him. I hope that was Samael and not Harry. As they were below the containment box, Tannis gently descended on her bandages. And Godzilla, Jamal, and Grunt let go of the rope. And Harry and Winnie jumped off of Samael. The containment box fell until Samael caught it and threw it at the Creep Kids. They dodged it. Godzilla pushed him and Tannis tripped him with her bandages. Everyone took cover as Mary shot her ray gun and matches blue fire at the barrels of oil Samael was next to. It created an explosion, but Samael survived. When he was about to shoot fire from his hands, Baxter activated the extinguishers. The sprinklers, not extinguishers, but okay, I guess they extinguish stuff. But he activated the extinguishers on the ceiling, putting out the flames. That is until he threw his spear at the cable to the control switch he was holding. As he walked out of the foam, Phantasma flew around with her high-pitched laughter. As he followed her to a certain spot in the lab, his hand started glowing and he grabbed the ghost girl. She struggled to get out of his grip, though she could not phase through it. Suddenly, he heard honking sounds and turned his head. He saw Tug and Grunt driving the forklift towards him at ramming speed. Oh gosh.
I'm telling you, they didn't have their license, you know? Onward, Grunt!
Sure. Samael let go of Phantasma and grabbed the forklift, stopping it in its tracks. Grunt pulled the lever to the lift, lifting Samael off the ground. He let go of the lift and stopped the vehicle again by putting his foot on the grill. He pushed the grill with his leg and the whole forklift slid back and crashed into the wall. FYI, Tug and Grunt are alright. As Samael ran towards the forklift, Jacqueline, still on the upper levels, shot a blue and white flame out of her fingers to set their wrecking ball on fire. Andrew used his scythe to cut the rope holding the ball to release it. It swung down and hit Samael. The two ran down the walkway and jumped to the lower level. Jacqueline chanced... Wait, what? Jacqueline chanced to kick? Like chances to kick? Like... I don't know.
I guess that's kind of something you could say. Like, I don't know.
Changes? Or charges? I don't know. Jacqueline did something to kick and swung her glider wings at Samael. Andrew swung his scythe and used his power to throw rings at him. Elsa tried punching him, and Goonie lightly hit and dodged him with her slippery skin. Just then, Sabella, as a bat, swooped down at him and transformed into her humanoid form and fought him off. During the fight, he quickly grabbed Sabella and used her as a human shield. The others stopped for Sabella's safety. Just then, Grunt pulled out the Spear of Longinus from his bag. Yes, they have bags. and remove the claw from it. Hey, Sam! Let her go!
The spear of Longinus.
He pulled out a wooden stake.
Cease, unless you value this black-hearted creature.
I don't even know what that means. Cease unless you value this black-hearted creature.
Stop. Don't attack me unless you... Wait, actually, wait.
Yeah, right? Like,
No,
you realize
stop.
the issue here.
It should be stop. It should be cease if you value this black-hearted creature.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah. So only attack me. Only attack me if you hate her.
Yeah, come on.
It's like,
That's your only choice.
well, I mean, you can put it like that. I guess we have to.
You have to hate me this much to go on this ride.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put that in one of my stories. That's a good line.
that's a good line.
You have to hate me this much to go on this ride. Sounds like a total drama quote.
To be honest. Yeah, it's like a Chris quote for sure.
Yeah.
If you tell them to cease, you're gonna be deceased. What?
Trying to do the CSI scream. Is a CSI scream, right? It was very. Mine was very weak. I can't yell anymore. Sabella quickly spun around and grabbed his arm, the one with the stake. Grabbed his arm, the stake holding arm, and Samuel's neck apparently. He tried desperately to push her so she won't bite him in the neck. Scrappy saw the struggle and started to think. Goodness. He saw a rope and got an idea. He grabbed onto the rope, then jumped off the upper levels and swung towards Samael and Sabella.
Hey, Sammy! Puppy power!
As Scrappy swung down and hit Samael, he flew back and got a small rip horned into his neck. Wait, what? A small rip horned into his neck by Sabella's fangs. He continued flying back until he flew into a stack of large crates. It was there that the creep kids realized that they just defeated Samael. Sabella, are you alright?
Fantastic, and I hate this role.
Take a shot. Let's see. Way to go, Scrappy, said Rodney.
That's my dog. It was nothing, really. You know, I was really hoping for a Tarzan yell. Why? Why would the Tarzan yell?
As he was swinging from like a vine.
I mean, yeah, but come on now.
Do the yell.
No,
Do it.
no, no,
We don't move on until you do it.
no. Oh, it just cut out.
Then everyone laughed at that last statement. Executive producers Joseph Barbera and William Hanna.
To be continued.
Is Samael truly beaten? Is the Legend Council alright? Have the Creep Kids solved the mystery? Stay tuned and find out next time!
Amazing how it's amazing how you can put so much detail into one scene. I gave everyone a part. Read and review, and Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
so this was
Christmas post.
this was the last chapter of 2010, I guess. Maybe.
Is this person
didn't-
still active?
This author, I have no idea.
Math 16, June 24th, 2021.
So they were at least visiting, or at least updated their profile last year.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I assume
They
they're
are
still making stuff
they're
then.
they are aware that their profile still exists at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I would legitimately be wondering what's like authors that I was following like circa 2009. I wonder how many of them are still like writing stuff.
I wonder how many like fanfic authors even remember they even wrote fanfics.
I mean, there was that one Samurai Showdown author who you remember his stuff.
Yeah, you had to like go on Facebook to find them or something. That was interesting.
I tried to goodness. You weren't there for this, but this was like last year. But yeah, I tried to use his old Harvard email to contact him, but you know he hasn't been to Harvard in 20 years, so yeah, I just found him on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah, I had like sometimes I try to reach out to the authors, but most of like sometimes I've gotten like a few responses as evident by Watermelon, but most of the time I get nothing.
Yeah, I don't read fanfics, so I have never had this situation.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, thanks to Storytime, it's made me like read them more more often.
I'm just here to react to the typos and bad grammar. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
This chapter was a wild one when it came to typos and bad grammar. It seems like everything seems right, and then there's just like one random mistake in a sentence.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Boom.
Yeah. It's like something you just kind of learn to accept with fanfics.
Yeah. Not enough proofreaders. If I wrote a fanfic,
Yeah.
I'd hire 27 proofreaders, and it still would have 17 typos per chapter.
Yeah. That's the thing, like, it's not like a professional work or anything, so, I noticed, like, sometimes, like, some authors have, like, proofreaders or, like, people to, check on their work, but most of the time it's just them doing it on their own.
Fanfiction.net has a proofreading community. Like honestly, I've never used it, but like it's free. You can just pass it along to another author, and they might read it.
Wild.
It's interesting.
I mean, I had Nova like proofread one of my chapters once.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So are we going on to the next chapter? Or?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what are we doing?
I don't know, let's just enjoy the visual treat of Hyrule Warriors.
Oh
all
yeah,
this.
yeah. Let's look at Girahim get 394 KOs right there. That was crazy.
Oh, good God.
I think the beautiful thing about this game is the fact that I know every single character's name and I don't play Zelda. I wonder if that's due to me being a Smash Bros. Player or if it's just anything else, you know?
I like the stereotype of like Smash players don't actually play games.
I don't, so like, I'm a true Smash player for sure.
No, it's like, I like that there's memes where it's just like massive Persona 5 fan is excited to play the game for the first time.
Yeah, I love that. I especially love it because, like, I was one of the people who was excited for Persona 5 before it was cool. So it's like, I see a billion people who are like, man, I love Persona 5, and they've never touched a Persona game. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, man, I had to wait 3 months before playing Persona 5.
Yeah. I just know about Persona because I talk to people that are like obsessed with the stuff, so I'm just kind of in the crossfire.
It's kind of funny, to be honest. With Persona, it's like, the games are good, right? But I feel like people overstate how good some of the games are.
I
Every
can.
franchise ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
Persona 5 is treated like the second coming of Christ for some people. It's
Yeah, no,
crazy.
I can definitely see. Yeah, I've seen like a lot of people like say it's like the best thing since sliced bread, pretty much.
Yeah, and the funniest thing about it is that like the Persona fandom itself is not the Persona 5 fandom. The Persona 5 fandom is its own bubble that might be bigger than the overall Persona fandom.
Oh my god.
Because they'll treat the game like it's the greatest thing of all time and not touch the other Persona games. It's crazy.
Yeah, my only experience from like playing a Persona game is like P4 dancing. So
Well, that's a pretty solid one to play, though, you know?
yeah.
The dancing games are pretty fun. And P4 has plot. That's its thing. P4 dancing has a plot line, so
Yeah.
it's almost there.
It was right.
Yeah.
So
I thought you were gonna say something.
all I was going to say was just I enjoyed the last chapter. It was
Yes.
everything in the kitchen sink.
I probably should have asked this like in part 1 of this, but are the creep kids like an actual thing, or is it like?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. I don't think I've seen like these characters in an actual Scooby-Doo thing. So
The vast majority of them were introduced in a single movie and never showed up again outside
Yeah.
of a camp. Okay, wait, hold on.
I don't even know what they look like.
Whoa.
Isabella, Tanis, Winnie, Elsa, and Phantasma, excuse me, were they were introduced in Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School alongside the Callaway Cadets and matches in Miss Grimwood and whatnot. But
Okay.
Mary, Godzilla, and Goonie were also introduced at the end of Ghoul School when they were, I don't think they were ever named, but they're canon characters.
Okay. Also another thing. Where are like Scooby, Shaggy, and all those guys?
Dead.
Doing their own thing. This is
Okay.
as this story is meant to be kind of a loose sequel to the first live-action movie. Scrappy's not really talking to them at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, huh?
Fair enough.
Being connected to the first live-action film in regards to plot. That's something, okay? That's ballsy. That's bold.
I mean, it was the character's last appearance, so it's like, well, I don't think it's ever been canon to the cartoons. It's kind of just, it casts a shadow over everything, so
Yeah.
you kind of have to acknowledge it.
Yeah. I never saw
Can't
like a
believe-
lot of Scooby-Doo stuff. I just remember like sometimes I just see a random episode of one of the series at one point. Like what is it? There was like Scooby gets a clue or whatever.
Shaggy and Scooby-Doo get a clue.
Yeah. And there's like the show where I keep saying, I swear to God, there's an episode where the main villain like just eats deodorant for some reason. And I've tried looking this up so many times and I can't find anything.
Deodorant.
So
My favorite.
I don't know how you're supposed to. How are you supposed to look that up? Like, Shaggy and
villain eats deodorant.
yeah,
Sounds like one of those kind of videos.
yeah, just
Yeah.
search on like Google or YouTube or something like Shaggy and Scooby get a clue or whatever. Episode where the villain eats deodorant, and I don't get it. Doesn't come up with much, believe it or not.
Yeah, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked.
Like, if the show is on HBO Max, and I guess one of us could just eventually try and go through it, but
Yeah. With my history with Scooby-Doo, it was basically waking up in the morning, watching a pup named Scooby-Doo, and then going to school, or waking up in the morning and seeing specifically Scooby-Doo's Cyber Chase.
Oh, yeah.
Would you say what for, huh?
I couldn't hear you. Cut out.
Ah,
Oh, I heard it, so...
yeah. The first part, I used to wake up and every single morning a pup named Scooby-Doo would be on TV. So
That was like the early morning Scooby-Doo show for some reason.
yeah. So I would usually either watch that or The Fairly Odd Parents before going to school. But aside from that and watching Cyber Chase, which was always on for some reason, I didn't really consume as much Scooby-Doo. Well, I guess I did watch the live-action films as well. I vividly remember my awakening to Velma because of the second movie.
Oh my gosh.
I do know, like... I don't know if he cares, like, now, but I know, like... years ago, my dad was like obsessed with Scooby-Doo.
It's just one of those shows, you know? I mean, a lot of it's like the same cycle over and over again, but it's a good cycle.
I've always been pretty
Let's go, you leveled up.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, yeah, I've always been pretty lukewarm about Scooby-Doo. Like I've never really had strong feelings about it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Like it's a fun thing to watch every now and then, but I don't like. It's not something I'm gonna like go crazy if it's like on or whatever.
Yeah, I never prioritized it. It was always a case of, oh, Scooby-Doo is on, I might as well watch it.
Yeah, I can see why it would like. I understand why like it's a popular thing though.
Oh yeah. I mean it deals into all the spooky stuff, but it isn't actually spooky. One of the main characters is definitely a stoner. Like there are a lot of reasons why people want to watch Scooby-Doo.
Zoinks.
It's like zoinks, dude.
The most I remember from Scooby-Doo is actually some of the Flash games on some websites, more so than the show itself.
I don't think I've ever played the Scooby-Doo Flash game.
Yeah. But I only really remember them vaguely now, but I think it was a bunch of games where you're just Scooby and Shaggy basically playing like a stealth game more or less, and you're trying to find like solve puzzles and like it's basically a glorified point and click from what I remember. It was interesting.
Sounds like it could be pretty fun. Like a casual, like rainy day kind of game.
Yeah. God knows if it still exists, but
Yeah.
it was a thing.
Have to be archived because Adobe Flash doesn't really run anymore, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Those games are going to be like treasure trove of like lost media videos in a few years' time.
It's gonna be
I don't
amazing.
even remember what they're called either, so
Yeah, that's the craziest part. Like 90% of the Flash games I played back when I was like 10 years old, I don't remember the name of.
yeah, I remember
Just
playing
go
a
to
lot.
the Internet Archive and like type in like, I don't know, cartoonnetwork.com, and then you could probably
Yeah.
find like
Oh,
the
man.
I
most
do remember
amazing-
this Looney Tunes website that had a bunch of Flash games.
Man, the Cartoon Network days. I
I like how this
Back-
turned into just a general podcast, by the way.
yeah, this is the rest of the video now.
I don't know if we're actually doing another chapter, but
Yeah, we can do another chapter.
Alright.
because we're kind of just talking about nonsense.
Yeah. We're about to unmask Samael.
That's the chance where I get to talk, at least, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, you're basically choosing to shut up. Congrats, you played yourself.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll shut
know
up.
you
You guys can
can't do that.
continue.
Okay, we are at scene 16, unmasking Samael. Interior, laboratory, fallen angel's lair, restricted sector, Lower level to Area 53, night. Goodness. As Samael is lying down, covered in objects. That's it. It just kind of ends there. Covered in objects from the crates he crashed into. The Crypt Kids walked up. Grunt was about to stab him with the Spear of Longinus. It's time to end this once and for all. Donald noticed something about Samael by the thorn in his neck, and he stuck his arm out in front of Grunt. "At ease, cadet," said Donald. "There's no need for that." "What? Are you kidding me?"
But, Gray, if we destroy Samael now, then none of this will ever happen again.
Said Tug. Hiccups. Said Tug. "Take a closer look." The Creep Kids looked closely at the rip in Samael's neck and noticed what Donald was trying to tell them. Just then, the Legend Council walked in and hugged their children, congratulating them. Oh gosh darn. Dracula. "Ah, you did it. You defeated Samael and saved the Legend." Why does my voice sound like Andrew now? Gosh darn it.
Everything goes back to Andrew. It all begins and ends with Andrew's voice.
Dracula. Shaggy. Let's see. "Ah, you did it. You defeated Samael." I can't even, they're just indistinguishable now.
Yep.
"Samael and save the Legend Council. Ah, 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 ah."
One.
And Papa Werewolf said, oh gosh. Okay, hold on. "That was reckless and dangerous. Couldn't have done it better myself." Jamal saluted. "Thank you, sir."
We got a viewer,
I
by
think.
the way. Just wanted to point that out.
What?
We got someone in the chat.
Yeah, the burden. We're reading fanfics. I don't know if I'd consider this one that bad, but we're definitely reading fanfics.
Story time with Scrappy and Friends is not intentionally read bad fan fictions, Darker Night aside.
But it does happen often.
No, not really. We
Ah,
generally read stories we like. I think there's only probably, what, excluding Trollfix, there's probably only one story that the majority of people have kind of decided, yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah, and it's not...
it's the most viewed video on YouTube. Woo!
Yeah.
I liked it.
I didn't outright hate it, it was just
I've
too
seen-
long.
I've seen what... I think my problem mainly was just its structure, and like it just took so long to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And it didn't need to be as long as it is.
Yeah, definitely way too much exposition in that one. That one was like
Most
painful.
Yeah, the at least with the chapters we read, like you probably could have cut like 70% of it, and you wouldn't really lose much.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't get to say acknowledged over and over again.
Yeah. I like the concept of that fic. It's just wasn't handled the best, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, a whole chapter that didn't have to exist.
Maybe some other people like enjoyed it, but yeah.
Apparently,
I
our
guess so.
YouTube viewers did.
Yeah,
Apparently.
eclipses the other videos for no reason whatsoever.
I mean, I kind of, like, when they were going through the exposition dump, I was kind of like, that one story about, like, Spike and his evil brother, I was like, this one has potential, I kind of want to read this.
It's trying to sell you something. Don't fall for their lies.
Okay, Jamal saluted, thank you, sir, I think. The mummy daddy, I don't know, I can't remember what his voice was, kind of raspy, but not, like, werewolf raspy. Yeah, you do it.
He's gotta have a daddy voice, dude. Here it is. Check this out.
The spirit lounge in this. Well, what are you waiting for? Now you can use it to destroy Samael forever.
That won't be... Anyways, that won't be necessary, said Miguel. Things aren't always as they appear. I don't know what the heck Dr. Jekyll will sound like.
I don't know.
I don't make him sound like the one from Where Are You? Can't remember. He just sounded like John. I think he just sounded like John Stevenson. What are you talking about? Said Dr. Jekyll. Look at this, said Miguel. Miguel grabbed the wire sticking out of the rip in Samael's neck and pulled on it. He pulled out a small, strange-looking device from the neck and then gave it to Donald. Then placed... Wait, what? He then placed the device by his own neck and reconnected the wire. Donald was now speaking with Samael's voice.
Aw. Wait.
He's just like speaking to a modulator.
But who reads this?
You, I guess.
Okay.
Hello? Hello? Testing. Check. Testing.
It's a vocal modulator, said Andrew, to disguise his voice. Okay, Frankenstein Sr., that's Elsa's dad. Yeah, it sounds... But how? How did this device get into his neck? Hey, said Winnie. It's not skin. It's latex,
This is not Samael.
said Tanis. And who is he? asked Godzilla. Well, let's take off the mask and find out, said Rodney. Rodney grabbed the top of Samael's head. Rodney grabbed the top of Samael's head and pulled. The rip got bigger, going around the neck. Right when Rodney pulled off the mask, everyone got shocked and surprised to see who it really was. It was Lieutenant Moore. Aha, said Mary. Now it all makes sense.
Sorry, the way you said that. Now it all makes sense. Just so funny to me.
Potter.
Potter.
What is that mysterious ticking noise?
I haven't thought of that video in years.
That was like the first video I saw on YouTube.
Wow. The first video I saw on YouTube was Fat Kid screaming on a roller coaster. The dude thought he was dying. He thought he was flying out of his seat. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Exterior resisted sector. What? Restricted sector. Goodness. Proofreading is important, kids.
Yeah, yeah.
General Greendale, Major Bailey, Sergeant Rook, Colonel Calloway, Miss Grimwood, and a large group of soldiers wait outside as the Legend Council had been walking out with Lieutenant Moore in cuffs. I guess I'm Miss Grimwood? Yes,
Yep.
I am. Okay. Lieutenant, you monster napped the Legend Council. As Miss Grimwood asked. The Creep Kids, Mary accepted, came out as well.
I just believe it.
I don't know what he means by just believe it.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
My own cadets disobeyed their superiors in order to defeat a dangerous fugitive.
Tear came from his eye.
I'm so proud of them.
Oh, gosh.
Also, Colonel isn't spelled correctly.
Yeah. Sergeant Rook. Okay, hold on. 3, 2, 1. No, I'm not yelling. Last time I did this, I blew out. I scratched myself. I messed up my throat. Would somebody please tell me what's going on here? Oh, gosh,
We can explain everything.
said Elsa. Right, said Andrew. Lieutenant Moore has been doing illegal experiments in the Legend Council, and as soon as Mary gets back from his secret laboratory with that data, we'll know for what. He wears this robotic suit under his Samael costume that has been enhanced with the same abilities as the fallen angel. Soldiers brought Moore's robotic suit out of the restricted sector. It would also protect him from any blow. It even has a built-in positron generator to get a hold of specters. Yeesh. Okay. Greendale, where did he get all that stuff? Nothing on our records show anything in my base missing. He's been taking advantage of your shipping reports and had all the things he needed sent here without your authorization, replied Rodney. He also built a jet with rocket engines. That's how he that's how he was able to get to all the members of the Legend Council in just 1 week. Sabella showed the picture of lights Mary found in Chester True's trailer. He flies it out of a secret hangar, miles outside the base.
He even built a legion of fallen angel robots with the same abilities as his suit, and programmed with information about the Legend Council.
The files from the Van Helsing storage unit were used to learn each one of their weaknesses. Lieutenant Moore, or should I just say Mr. Moore, would take a few of the files for his hunts and experiments, and put them back when he's done with them.
The wings for his costume are very unique. That's because the weight of his robot followers can handle their wings' wind capacity. To match their flight pattern, he needed to make his wing out of a material that can take his suit's weight and can resemble Samael's scaly wings. So those weren't feathers or scales. They're bits of the metal that my father and I use in our glider wings. No wonder it looks so familiar to me.
Said Jacqueline.
Yeah. He even willingly ordered one of his own robots to attack him to get us off his trail.
Said Tanis.
Oh my god. It only... I just realized it was 3 in a row. It only left him with minor injuries, all except one. His right arm has been sprained, but it wasn't from the robot. It's the same injury to what Harry gave Samael when he crushed his arm.
Cut to a flashback of Harry crushing Samael's arm and Moore talking to Rodney.
And for being a fully trained soldier, he hid the pain until then.
Oh yeah! Squawks Feather.
I love it.
Okay, Major Bailey. Oh gosh, regular person voice. Thank you. But how was he able to get into his lair without drawing attention to himself? And how were his robots getting around?
That's simple.
Replied Scrappy. We cut to a flashback of Eddie, Harry, and Scrappy being in the hallway with the hole in the wall and the swept floor.
Moore has built secret passageways throughout the restricted sector.
Another flashback. Moore entered his office by using the eye scanner in the hole in the same hallway.
Especially a secret entrance to go through, in and out of his office.
Flashbacks end. Being the general's right-hand man means he would have complete access to his office, said Winnie. And the repositories, said Andrew. And the Van Helsing storage, said Uni.
And the security to cover up his scheme,
said Tug. Not only a good soldier, but a brilliant mind, too. He has a degree in rocket science for that crazy jet of his, said Donald.
Reverse engineering to turn a vampire camera lens into an invisible man-seeing lens. Good lord, that's so weird.
Said Sabella.
So that's just reading that felt weird. Like my soul couldn't process it properly. I was like, are these words real? Advanced robotics for his minions,
said Elsa. And chemistry to come up with concoctions like that numbing machine he used on Spring Heel Jack, said Rodney. Scrappy turned to Moore.
Yeah. Shame on you.
That was the longest summation I've seen in Scooby-Doo history.
For real. It just kept going.
And that was just part one of his plan.
Right?
What was it? My incredibly circuitous plan is 1/4 complete?
Whoops.
Miss Grimwood said, my word. Yeah, that's all.
Word.
Lieutenant, is this true? Asked General Greendale. Okay, Moore was like the guy I had sound like Jack McBrayer. Yeah, like that voice coming from the culprit is funny. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I did it all. But why did you dress up as Samael? Asked Godzilla. I needed a disguise and a distraction. It was all to keep the general preoccupied so I can finish my experiments in peace. And what better way than posing as a former member of the Legend Council that returned from the beyond?
Then why were you after us?
Asked Baxter. I overheard young Rodney Griffin planning on putting together a team to take over the investigation. Knowing him, he would have ratted me out? I don't know. He would have ratted out, like right now. So I had to eliminate him and his team. Moore turned to the Creep Kids. But I want to know, just how did you find me? Dr. Griffin stepped forward. I can answer that. You see, I've been keeping an eye on you. We cut to a flashback. One day I've waited in your office to talk to you about the kidnappings. Invisible, of course. When I saw you rushed into your office, I got curious and stayed quiet. I saw you opening your secret passageway and just walked in with you, without you noticing. Footprints appeared on the dirty floor in the flashback. Following more. Flashback ends. The Fish Father asked, "You knew this the whole time?" Phantom Father's like this Peter Lorre sounding. Ugh. Harry, can you do an engine voice?
What?
It's your chance, man. Do it.
Oh, come on. He didn't even have a cup. I don't know.
Why?
Why indeed? Why didn't you tell us? Yeah, that's all I got. Asked the Phantom Father. I thought the less who knew would the better. Actually, Doctor, it would be fewer who knew. I thought the less who knew the better. Besides, I felt like I might be found out, replied Dr. Griffin. Ah, so those were your footprints on my dusty floors, said Moore. Flashback, oh gosh, of the day the Creep Kids came to Area 53. When my son and his friends arrived, said Dr. Griffin, I heard about his plan to get the last of us. So I rushed to the lab and snatched one of the new tracker devices. I swallowed the tracer and hid the device. And the flashbacks end. And you hid it in a way that you knew I could find it, said Rodney. I sure did. You see, I knew you could do it. I know my son better than anyone.
As well as Rodney knows his own father.
Rodney makes a smile, I guess, in his mask, so to speak. I don't know. He's smiling underneath the mask. General Greendale. That's it. That's the end. No, I'm kidding.
Just General Greendale.
To be continued. No. Take it to the stockade, said General Greendale. A group of soldiers walked away with the former lieutenant. Moore walked away with a wicked smirk on his face. To be continued.
Why did Moore leave with a smile? What was he using the Legend Council for? Have
felt
the
like we
Creep
should- I
Kids
didn't-
defeated him once and for all? These not questions, only these questions, and more will be answered in the next scene.
Is it just me, or was that chapter like a lot shorter?
Super short.
Less text exposition, so
Okay.
it was just dialogue.
So there's what, like 4 chapters left?
3.
Three,
Okay,
yeah.
so either we have like one really short episode, or like an extra long one next time.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
I'm sure the last chapter is probably going to be really short.
We'll see. I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, if the last chapter is like really long, then that kind of balances things out a bit.
Yeah. I think we can probably fit all 3 in. It looks like this next chapter is the longest of the last 3 chapters.
Okay. Well, if you, yeah, I mean, if it's manageable, I guess might as well just finish the whole thing next time, because otherwise it's just gonna be like a 30-minute episode next time.
No, what we do next time, we really milk it. Like 4 paragraphs in, we just start talking about something else. So then it's like, we get to the end of the chapter and 3 hours have passed, and no one understands why the episode's so long.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
Oh man.
Great.
I don't think I have it in me to do like 3-hour episodes anymore.
Well, I don't think it would be 3 hours.
Yeah, definitely not.
I've got.
I think, given that this is like an hour 11, I feel like at most it will take like 2 hours. And I feel like even that's pushing it.
Yeah, the last 2 chapters are around the same length as the chapter we just read. So it definitely shouldn't be very long. I think the next episode will be the last one of this.
Maybe
sweet.
Maybe we can have Raideran come back and it'll be like the final hurrah. It's like
Take his voices back. I don't want them anymore.
we've had episodes where it's just either Raido or Ped. So like it makes sense to just end with everyone. if we can.
Finally.
I mean, if we want truly everyone for this story, then we need Xavier to come in as well.
Well, I don't think he's actually been part of this one.
Yes, he actually was. He read like maybe 1-2 chapters. He was the second voice of Scrappy for this story.
So Xavier's been like super on and off with this show that I just don't remember what he's been in.
Actually, yeah, Scrappy's been voiced by like 4 different people for this story alone.
Yeah, he's been handed around.
Oh, so this probably really confusing for Ped right now.
Oh yeah, since my name's Xavier, yeah, it happens.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Remind me to never read an X-Men story, because I don't want to be like talking about, well, Xavier said this. Like, gosh darn it.
No, what you do for that one in particular is give both Xavier and I, but give neither of us the voice of Xavier.
So there's just 3
Sounds about
Xaviers.
Yeah, someone just like how I had to voice Harry, and Harry is right here.
Yeah.
And I voiced Scrappy this one. Let's go. I was both Scrappy and Harry. I'm all 3 of us.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So, like, what does Xavier? What episodes has he been in? He was present for the Lost in This Dance. That was like episode 3. No, that was episode 4.
Wasn't he in a Wreck-It Ralph story?
Yes, he was, and he was present for most of Duel of the Fates.
Right. Yeah, he did the
And-
film.
I think he popped in for like one of the sessions for Ottermelon's story.
I think, yeah, I vaguely remember that, yeah.
And yeah, he read my Love Live story, and then
Yeah.
yeah, he pops in every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like we'll drag him in for something eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ottoman himself would ever want to, like, be part of a reading, but... I might try
And
asking.
At most, I can imagine like just staying. Maybe he could stream a game in the background.
I don't know if he has like equipment for that, but maybe. I mean, I'd also have to give him details for the Twitch account,
Yeah.
which
Just pass it along to everyone.
Yeah.
yeah, that'll totally be
we're
a
gonna
good
get
idea.
I'm just gonna start streaming like Find Love or Die Trying at midnight on this specific account.
Oh god. So I would just be like, I'll just try logging onto this account and like just stream like porn games or something. I'm just like, why is this account banned? What happened?
Like, oh, sorry, bro. I streamed Neko Paro with the 18 plus patch. I'm sorry. But hey, 4,000 views.
Oh my god.
Let's see. So, yeah, I guess I enjoyed this short chapter. It was interesting to find out. The story was drawing more from like the '80s Monsters Are Real Scooby-Doo era, but it kind of, I mean, still taking elements from like the old mystery format, and you know, we got a classic summation. So that would normally be the end of it, but no, there's more.
Well, did he
But
ever
wait,
say
there's
anything
more.
about meddling kids?
No.
Can't end without the meddling kids.
They don't end it with that?
I mean, if I want to be a smartass, like that whole line never actually was uttered, and like it was never uttered like that in any of the older shows. That's like a Warner Brothers invention, really.
Yeah.
Good old Warner Brothers.
Also, like, yeah, the gang is never actually called Mystery Incorporated in the old shows.
Honestly, I didn't know that they started referring to them as Mystery Incorporated in the new ones, even when one of the shows was called Mystery Incorporated.
Yeah.
Like, they don't utter the name properly until like Zombie Island. Like, Mystery Incorporated is back in business. You were never called that.
Well, we are now.
Like, they treated that like their
Now
big comeback,
Mystery
but they
Incorporated.
were never called that.
Can't
didn't
be a
have-
comeback. We were never here in the first place.
Like, they didn't have a group name in the older shows until like 1984.
I guess it was like implied. I don't know.
They were just a bunch of bros, bro. Bro,
Yeah,
now.
they were just teenagers. They didn't have they weren't a business. They were just
Dudes. They're like totally zooked out their mind.
Well, dude.
Dude, that's a ghost right there, bro.
Oh man.
so yeah. I guess we'll just finish this next week or so. Probably. I don't.
And then we'll probably have to find something else.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I have to actually write stuff again. That's great.
Oh god.
Okay, you know what? I'm between jobs right now, so maybe I can just focus on my love life thing.
Fair enough.
It wouldn't be done by next week, but I can resume it.
Well, you have time at least.
Yeah. You know, just writing your story where Yoshiko Tsushima robs a bank. Yeah. I know that story's pretty killer. I think it'd be very funny to go from one fallen angel thing to another fallen angel thing.
Yeah. Oops, I didn't need to.
I would
Yes,
like to get back to
sense.
that story, so I guess I'll try and dust it off. Yeah, but I guess that's all I've got for now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we'll try and see if Raider and Internet is okay by next week's time.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I've got. So thank you, Ped, for showing up, even though your health you haven't like fully recovered yet.
No problemo.
Yeah.
All right, Terry, thank you for doing this. Go to sleep.
Yeah, we actually finished this at a reasonable time in my time zone this time.
Crazy.
So that's something at least.
It's a shocker.
Yeah, usually when we finish this, it's like coming up to 2 a.m. It's only just past midnight for me, so that's a lot better than it would be otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing to add really.
Alright then, we will probably resume Scrappy doing the Creep Kids and hopefully finish it next week. And after that, it is a free-for-all.
Unless Tanner decides to appear.
Yeah. If Tanner finishes up that Sandler podcast, it might be time. You know what? We should try to lure him onto here by reading something Adam Sandler related.
I'm sure there's some decent Hotel Transylvania stuff out there, so...
Maybe, yeah. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully.
Bye bye.
Have a good night, everyone.